your body is very, very, very smart. The culprit is the mind.
That isn't the mind smart.
Mind is something where always make you imbalanced. Intelligence is the one which helps you. Ayurveda is a 5 to 7,000 years old ancient medicine. So most of us will think Ayurveda is something where we are going to go for some massage, some steam therapy, some heat fermentation and all that. Ayurveda is a life science. It's beyond just massage and therapeutics and all that. Beyond medicine. In Ayurveda, they say another thing. Disease is because of ignorance.
That's deep.
Disease is because of ignorance. Because we are ignorant of our body, our digestive system, ourselves, our emotion, everything.
Kita feel ni pancreatic cancer
Bersama saya Dr. Roland
satu benda yang one of the worst stress can happen bila you makan tak sedap.
Doktor, saya punya culture kena makan nasi.
Zaman moden.
But at every second of your life you either earn or learn.
Batu Medic Show. What's up everyone? Selamat datang ke episod Lesung Batu Medic Show bersama saya Dr. Roland. So seperti biasa kita akan bincangkan topik-topik kesihatan semasa dan juga topik-topik yang berkait dengan semua aspek-aspek kesihatan di Malaysia. Dan hari ini saya bertuah dengan pelancaran satu buku baru, Ayurvedic Nutrition. Dan hari ini saya akan menemu ramah author dia, Dr. Thayala Sridhar. Selamat datang ke Lesung Batu Medic Show. Thank you for coming to Lesung Batu Medic Show today.
Thank you, Dr. Roland. Thank you for having me.
Okay, so I'm very privileged to have you at our show today in part of your launching of your Ayurvedic nutrition. So a lot of people heard about Ayurvedic, but always they think it's always about the therapy, the herbs, the spices and everything. But first time I'm hearing on the nutritional perspective.
Okay, so Ayurveda is a 5 to 7,000 years old ancient medicine art. So it's also something related to TCM, traditional Chinese medicine. Both of them almost they come up in the same time, same time. So what I have seen is I go into a confluence of ideas. So it means I will take a few ideas and bring them together and see how it works. So when I see Ayurveda, so most of us will think Ayurveda is something where we are going to go for some massage, some steam therapy, some heat fermentation and all that. So Ayurveda is a life science. It's beyond just massage and therapeutics and all that, beyond medicine. So the first thing they teach in Ayurveda is your ritual. Ritual can be daily ritual, seasonal ritual, and as a ritual, by saying ritual, it means what do you need to do daily. So first thing when you wake up, what you must do. The next thing after you go clean yourself, what you must do next. So when to eat, how the environment should be, how the lighting should be, and all those kind of things. So Ayurveda is a life science. So when I have a lot of patients, they always ask, Doctor, apa nak makan?
Betul.
Apa nak makan? So because we give all the therapeutics, because we as a medical doctor, we diagnose them and then we tell, okay, this is these are the things we are going to give you. But later what I find out is they're asking, the last question will be, Doctor, ada apa-apa pantang? Ada apa-apa saya tak boleh makan? Apa saya boleh makan? And what I came to realization is we don't know about our food. So without knowing our food, how we are going to nurture our body? So that was my search. So as I go into this search, I found a lot of things. So one of the simplest thing was the Ayurvedic principle, where we have Vata, Pitta, Kapha, and Pancha Mahabhuta is the 5 elements. And then we have Ama, the toxins, and all that. So when all these things are, when we incorporate, we understand how each and every single point works. And when you confluence all this idea, you get overall understanding about the nutrition.
Understand. So I'm going to go towards also your journey. You are a medical practitioner. You still practice in service. How did you come to a point that I need to look into something that is beyond our our standard allopathic practice?
Okay, I like a quote from Einstein. If you do the same thing and expect a different result, you won't get it.
Okay.
So you always must think out of the box. So the idea of confluence for me is like I try to combine ideas. So most of the time I will go back to the ancient scriptures and I come back to today's science and I try to correlate to them. So that's how I write some articles in LinkedIn and all that. So where it will be the confluence. So the confluence of ideas will be there. So when I was searching for healing, so my aim is gentle healing. My grandmother, when I was 17 years old, she passed away. So before that, she was having blood cancer. So I was the one who always have to take her to the hospital. So as she took all these medicines and all that, I see her deteriorating day by day because the medicine is very strong. So I wanted something where I need to find something, some medicine or something where it's going to cure you, but it must be in a gentle way. So that was my search. So in that search, I went into homeopathy. So I studied homeopathy, how it works, how it cures the person and all that. After that, I had some more search. Like it was like a lot of search for new knowledge, where it will be gentle. And it won't harm, it won't give you a lot of side effects. Because most of us, we don't want to be having side effects. We want to something where we want to eat to cure in a natural way. So there is a lot of avenue. So when I go into Ayurveda, when I go into acupuncture, when I go into homeopathy, I learn a lot of different things, how the human body works.
In their way of looking at it.
Yeah. So when I bring back and I infuse the knowledge to me, and then my understanding is better. With the modern physiology, modern pathology, I can correlate better. So when patient comes to me, they tell me, okay, I have this problem. So I understand the medical aspects, the diagnostic aspects, and then how to bring them into a cure, which is gentle, and also we need to bring them back to themselves.
Understand. So when we look, one of the sort of the core pillar discussions, as far as I do, as my experience reading a bit of Ayurvedic, I think you surpass that. We always have something that they call as the doshas.
Yeah.
So the doshas usually have like the three main doshas. So maybe in a nutshell, I think you explained it also in your dosha theory. So like why are these doshas exist and how they play a role?
Okay, first of all, doshas, if you want a simple word, is called fault.
Pardon?
Fault.
Okay.
The disorder or the fault.
Okay.
So dosha can be divided into vata, pitta, and kapha. So vata is airiness. So a lot of people will say, maci sakit sini, macam angin banyak. Suddenly somebody will have a bloating sensation. I cannot breathe. My stomach is so full and all that. And then suddenly somebody says, at the back here, there is something macam angin sudah tangkap sana. And then so what does that mean? So it means that in your body, the movement of air is not correct. So it's not expelled through your anus or through burping through your mouth. So it's get caught inside. So the next thing, after vata, we have pitta. Pitta is biliousness. So when you have biliousness, you have a lot of burning sensation, irritability, and all those kind of things. So pitta is something where it makes you very active, very sometimes can be irrational, irritated, and all that. So kapha is where you have a lot of phlegm. So asthma, nasal congestion, the bloating, the body becomes big, a lot of fluid accumulation. So if you see in this, vata is more on air, pitta is more on fire, kapha is more on water.
Okay.
So that's how they incorporate the elements also inside. So this ancient sciences, they always incorporate into 5 elements and then they go into this kind of thing. So where they get a grasp idea, what is the core problem? So once we understand, okay, it's a problem of kapha. Kapha means it's a lot of moisture, a lot of wetness, a lot of heaviness are there. So what type of food we can take to improve ourselves? I need something drying, something warming. So that's how we come to the answer.
So even in Ayurvedic medicine, there is a focus on the 5 elements.
Yes.
A lot of it.
Yeah. So they go by the earth element, water element, fire element, air element. And then in compared to Chinese medicine, Ayurveda or traditional Indian medicine, they always go with Akasha. Akasha is the ever all potential.
Okay.
Potential means nowadays we learn from after a lot of particle physics and all that. There is a lot of potential in the atoms and all those kind of things. So this idea is already there in the past. So Akasha is not an empty space. It is full of potential.
Okay.
You can create whatever you want. So, but that's idea beyond.
So from this core doshas, right? How does the doshas then evolve into the perspective of we looking into organs?
Okay, so each one of them will have the seats of organ.
Okay.
So kapha will be mostly above the head. So most of them who are having asthma problem or anything, all will be this part.
Okay.
Pitta will be in the center.
Okay.
Pitta in the center, it means all your digestive issue
fire,
and all
like
that, combustion. And then air element will be like on your extremities and all that. So all the pains and all the old age pain, and because old age is vata period.
Okay.
Birth is kapha period, and then the middle age is the pitta period. So if you see middle age, all of us will tend to get angry.
Okay.
And old age, we always worry, thinking something, and then become very dry, very atrophied, and all those kind of things. So it is, a natural progression when you see kapha, pitta, and vata also. So it all depends on the seat. Yes, they already have a particular philosophy where they already segregated the organs and all that into vata, pitta, and kapha.
So they also broken it down to the segments. So when you started looking into writing the book, I mean, how and what direction you wanted to approach this element of like nutrition? Because what we're talking about now is the physical body. So the nutrition will be the form of enrichment.
Yes.
How does the body receive? And I think today nutrition goes beyond not just the functionality of food, our environment, our perspective where we are, the seasons, all of that I think will also come to thought.
So if you go back to the Ayurvedic principles, that's called the Ritu Acharya and Dina Acharya. So the daily ritual and seasonal ritual. So when you have summer seasons and all that, it's very heaty. So the food you need to consume is something which moist you, it gives you more water, cools down your pitta, because during that period is very high pitta. Like now, like the past 1 month, we are having a lot of heat waves and all those kind of things.
Yes.
So a lot of people started having regurgitation, stomach bloating, gastric, and some of them vomit, bile, and all those kind of things. So during that time, I start telling them, okay, you need to take more water, cool down your body. Maybe you need to go for some oil massage in between to cool down and all that. So, so that's how the idea came to me, is how ancient seers found what to eat on the daily basis. So in the olden days, after they take their shower and then after their prayers, the ancient seers usually will just check their pulse.
Check their
nadi or pulse, vata, pitta, and kapha. So when we have vata, pitta, and kapha, so if vata is low, so in that day I need to get something which increases the vata. If the pitta is high, I need to reduce the pitta. If the kapha is low, and I need to increase. So it's always a balance. We want to go up and down according to our body. So easy way to find out is in the ancient seers, they were very good with their pulse reading. Okay. So when you go into pulse reading, it's a big topic.
How big is it? I mean, is it the practice of just pulse reading just on like how we check our radial pulse, or it is the region is in the radial pulse region, but the way you're going to check, they have like 21 characteristics. Wow, 21.
21 characteristics of pulse, and then they are like in vata, you have this kind of pulse, you have this kind of problem. In pitta area, you have
a different kind of rhythm and everything.
And then one of the best person I've read is Vasant Lat. His book called The Secret of Pulse.
Okay.
So he's the one of the living forefather of Ayurvedic medicine. So he does a lot of podcasts lectures in US. So he did a very good book where he go into 7 layers of pulse. Even though like we are pressing here, we need to go into 7 layers. Like you need to press 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then each layer you need to find how's the pulse behavior and all that. So they go into very deep up to the 7 level, and then they can go into like different organs
to tap into feel the pulse.
Yeah. So I managed to do 2nd level or 3rd level, so still a lot of practices needed.
But do you feel, I mean, like coming from an allopathic position, how we check pulse, and now learning this segment of understanding the pulse, like you are now able to really feel another level of knowledge or input?
See, the more knowledge we have, it's better. Even though, let's say we do a ECG, the patient looks normal and everything, and then we can send them back home, and all suddenly we see them drop dead. I've seen a few cases like that. So it's not that we are wrong. There is something we are missing. So
Yes.
I need to find what is the missing part. So sometimes when you go into the pulses, they can detect far more before the thing. But the problem is, it is something where subjective. It's depend on the person. Just like ultrasound is operator dependent, the pulse reading also is operator dependent.
You're right. But today, unfortunately, sometimes, even I get it. Like, there's some patients who come to the clinic and say, like, hey, why? You're the only one I'm seeing like using this old school BP cuff. Most of the time, it's always digitalized. I said to them, I would tell them personally, like, yeah, of course, if I use a digital cuff, I only get to see the numbers. But when I check you manually using the sphygmomanogram, I get to see the trill, I get to see the rhythm, I get to see the strength of the pulse, maybe to my perspective. But like what you're saying, that if there's 21 kind of
pulse
points,
so
it's like, wow. So I need to learn another 20 more.
Right, something is feasible, but we need to have a good masters to teach. So I found 1 or 2 masters who can teach me.
Here in Malaysia?
No, in India. And, so still learning. So because each one of them will have certain limitations. So if you learn from at least 3 or 4 good teachers,
then
your knowledge will be better. So I had some privileges where I get some good teachers at the right time. So they help me to go beyond certain things.
Understand.
Like we go beyond the normal way of thinking. They make you think in out of the box.
Going back again to like Ayurvedic nutrition to be as focused as we can in our topic. When we talk about nutrition, then it's going to be technically your pitta zone. Which will be the one that will be the one most
Pitta is how to say, is like just a very superficial term.
Okay.
For Ayurvedic nutrition, the most important is the agni.
Agni, okay.
Agni is the fire, so
Okay.
digestive fire. So if you see about agni itself, they can write I think 1,000 pages book. I have a book about 300 pages just on agni. Just agni only. So it tells about agni in your tissue level, agni in your lungs, agni in your eyes, agni in your ears. They all have different names. They have different agnis. So they have Pancha Mahabhuta Agni, Jatara Agni, and all that. They have a different terminologies.
Okay.
So important thing is the agni is the transformative fire.
Okay.
Which can transform the food. So when you have agni, so your agni today, is it very high, very low, balanced, or irregular?
Okay.
So first of all, you must understand, okay, how's your agni today? So if you feel very hungry and all that, it means your digestive fire is very high. So you need to, when you need to eat something where you need to tame the flare. If you cannot tame, then you're going to have your ulceration and all those kind of things.
Understand.
If let's say you have a very low agni on that day, you cannot go for a buffet dinner.
You won't be able to digest.
So it'll be indigestion, and then you have some other problems. So we need to understand ourselves. How is our agni today? How is our Pancha Mahabhuta in the body today? How is Vata Pitta Kapha today? So that's how we come into our nutrition. So first of all, this book I wrote in like a ABC where people know, okay, these things exist.
Simple form.
In a simple form, so that they can go further into exploring themselves. In Ayurveda, they say another thing: disease is because of ignorance.
That's deep.
Okay,
Really deep.
disease is because of ignorance, because we are ignorant of our body, our digestive system, ourselves, our emotion, everything. So the ignorance is the cause. So how to cure the ignorance? Knowledge. When you have knowledge, you go further, you go beyond, you come out of the problem.
I understand. That itself is, if you look into, it's like a form of our inner intoxication of ourselves.
Yes, I agree.
Because sometimes we're just thinking about, like you said, we are just sometimes just thinking too much of the physical body, but the toxification is sometimes now today it's digitalized, it's chemicals, it's so much of recreational kind of attributes where we don't have enough of focus. I mean, like we're trying to invest in a lot of external seeking, but not looking inside to see that.
I agree, because the answer is not outside. The answer is inside. It's not I'm going into spirituality or something like that. Your body is very smart. Your body is very, very, very smart. The culprit is the mind.
That isn't the mind smart.
Mind is something where always make you imbalance. Intelligence is the one which helps you. Because when you go into Ayurvedic psychology, and then we have all
that's
this
another segment. Even that exists.
Yeah, we have Ayurvedic psychology. So where we have intelligence, buddhi, mana is mind, soul is your atma, and then we have your memory.
Okay.
So this four are your main. The top fellow is the soul.
Okay.
All the rest have to work together.
Okay.
In this, the intelligence must take the highest form next to the soul. But most of the time, we don't give. The mind overtakes.
Understand. And then if we look into like today's discussion in our modern day science, we're talking about the gut brain being the second brain. But actually, for me, the gut is the first brain.
I agree, because that's called the solar plexus also. If you see the same place.
Yes, it's one of the chakra regions.
One of the chakra region. And then when you go into acupuncture, one of the major points called RAN 15, and it is there also.
Okay.
So that will take care of all your body energy and all that. So this part is very important. This is the fire. Fire gives you the intelligence, the thinking, and all that. So that's the most important thing. So when we eat, we need to have a good fire to digest. And whatever you eat, that's what you become. Bill Cosby.
And when you mentioned this now, like the solar plexus, I mean, we know, I think one of the key fundamentals beside the doshas, it's also understanding the chakra element in like simple layman term, for those people who maybe do not know or we haven't been to maybe a yoga experience, Ayurvedic medicine, they might not know like the 7 chakra elements. I see it maybe just as much more as like functional organs, like how hormones work.
Okay, so
how would you define the combination of mainstream and Ayurvedic?
I take it as a endocrino immunology.
Okay, that's a nice way to combine it.
Okay, because you need to go into it is a nervous pathway with related endocrine or glands.
Yes.
If you see, all the points are related to one glands. If you see anatomy and
correct.
And then once you have that, there is another point where is immunology. Immunology means it's not just cough and cold immune system and all that. How the body functions. So how the body is going to function, it all depends on that proper movement. So chakras are there, but we are not having that privilege to understand and to teach everyone, because it takes long practice as a more spiritual practice. But to start with your nutrition. when your body is clean, and then everything will start to clean up by itself. For me, mind is the culprit, body is intelligent, so you just let your body to heal. If you just sleep for about 12 to 14 hours, most of the problems will be gone.
Solved. 12 to 13 hours is a long time.
Yes, but that's the problem. The most important, most of us get a 4-hour sleep is, how to say, like something precious.
Understand. I want to just ask also a bit, since you know detail into this. When we look into the chakra element, I think in a very diverse society today with multi-ethnicity, multi-religion, everything, a lot of people feel sensitive. I feel in our country, I feel sensitive when we use the term like chakra. They feel it's okay, it's very religious and everything. But as I read, and I think you would want to agree, so as we read and understand, like there's nothing religious into the perspective.
You see,
is there any religious perspective?
You see, it's all become. What happened was in the ancient science, it became into rituals.
Okay.
They combine it to ritual, religious, so that it will be carried on for a long time. So
easy understood. They pack A and B, then people will be.
So once you pack it in a proper way, the acceptance will be more. If I just say science, some people just don't want to take it. So when I put it into order of God, God have said this or something like that, I'm not trying to
discount or amplify.
I just want to say, like, when we say something good, when we say God said it,
more impactful. Like I think like example, like when today when we accord to like dry fasting, we see our Muslim brothers and sisters have been doing dry fasting for a long time. And then a lot of religions also practice fasting, but maybe they have a bit of leeway. They maybe can have sips of water and stuff. They don't have maybe a particular timing like dawn, sunset to them. But today we're starting to see the discussion of science, 72 hours water fasting and all of this thing coming. And then we're like, hey, look, they've been doing this for a long time.
It's actually what is happening nowadays. If you really see all these new things comes up, it's already been there for thousands of years. It is just rebranding, repacking, and selling. So if you go back to your scriptures, the scriptures have given a lot of things, and then we need to take today's science and the scripture, match it, how to go about it. So that's what I did for this book. This book, what I did was that.
So it's very, very friendly for almost everyone to get in understanding, at least on the scientific level of it, rather than focus more on other religious perspectives. I think that's a nice way to think about it.
Because religious aspect, when it comes, we just can omit if we don't. Like for me, knowledge is there for you to evolve. It's not to something I need to suppress you.
Correct.
Knowledge, we need to enhance it. We need to bring it up and bring something good for the society. Once we bring something good for the society, then we have a better life. So the important thing is our mind must be clear. So in order to have a clear mind and all that, whatever we input, whether it's a food, whether the social media we are putting into our head, all the problems, the gossips and all that putting into the head should be filtered.
How about looking into the food? So what are the emphasis of food? I mean, in a diverse culture today, we have all kinds of food in our country, like Malaysia. What would be the key elements that you see relevant to our society here? I mean, that we can apply. I mean, based on some Ayurvedic nutritional practice. What are the go-to stuff that people should need to know?
Whatever is grown in Malaysia.
Okay.
Take whatever.
A lot of things are grown now.
Yeah. No. Whatever naturally growing in Malaysia. So what are the staple food for Malaysians? Why? The universe has its own mind. So the universe will prepare everything for, I think maybe people think it's like more like a spiritual and all that. But I believe in law of attraction. So when I see this and then I read a lot of other things about the food and all that. So what I understand is the nature will provide you.
True.
If you have 2 acres of land and you just start cultivating, at the right season, you will have the right fruits ripening.
True.
Have you seen this?
Yes, of course.
So, and when you eat that, you don't get sick. But when you eat off-season food, and then you get sick.
Yeah, today we're getting berries from South Africa, from Chile and everything.
So now it's because of globalization. But it's not to say something which is harm to eat, but not on a daily basis and not on the off-seasons.
But like you also mentioned, like understanding your body energy points, and if you're able to tap into it, then you are able to go towards it because you know what will really help you. So it's food is medicine perspective.
In that aspect, we need to go to another aspect of the Ayurvedic principles. It's called the taste.
Taste.
Each food have different taste. So sweet taste can do some changes in your body. Salt taste can do some changes in your body. Pungence can make some changes in your body. So each taste, if let's say you are having a lot of kapha, you cannot take a lot of sweet and sour because it increases the kapha.
Okay.
So once it increases the kapha, it means your flu is going to be there for a longer time.
Okay.
So you need to avoid sweet and sour. So
in that situation.
So that's why like we need to understand the vata, pitta and kapha. So once you know the sweet, sour, astringent, pungent and salty and all that. So we have 6 of it. And from that, we will segregate. Okay, today I'm having a low vata, high kapha. So which one I need to take today? So I need to avoid sour. I need to avoid sweet. I need to get more on like a pepper and all those kind of things, like more
heat up the body.
Heat up the body. So that's how we come to conclusion.
So that's be challenging for mothers out there to cook lah.
No, it is not challenging. Like it has been there.
Okay.
In my grandmother's time, they had something called Anjarai Patif.
Okay.
A small box with 5 small box.
Okay.
They have all the spices.
Okay. Okay. Yes, I remember that.
Okay. So the like our grandmother time.
Yes.
My mother time, they had for some time. After that, they make everything into jars.
Okay.
So last time they had a big box. Sometimes some of them have 9 spices inside.
Okay.
So if let's say you have a headache, they just go and take 1 spice, put inside some milk, and then they just drink and then finish. You have flu, they get some pepper and then they put some turmeric and then boil some milk and mix it together and then drink. Finish. Your flu is gone. So they were very smart because they know what to mix. So this is what the core principle. Once you understand what sweet does to your body, what salt does to your body, astringent does to your body, then you can decide on what to
play with it.
It's all how to say, like mix and match.
Yeah, but it comes with a lot of knowledge. Which has technically now whether died with our ancestors.
It has long gone, forgone. Now what I want to bring back the knowledge, empower people. If you want to improve yourself, we need to work on it. So the more you understand about yourself, the food. Because if I want to put 1,000 food and this is good for this, I need to write a big encyclopedia. So for me, very simple. We go into the 6 days. What the 6 days does to the Pancha Mahabhuta, what the 6 days does to the Vata Pitta Kapha, and what it does to your Agni. So if you see the last chapter, the appendix there, I have given a list of suggested food.
Oh, yeah.
This is a very simple one. So here if you see there is food, and then dosha effect, guna. Guna means what happens after you eat.
Okay.
So if let's say you eat a food and then you feel very tired, it means tamasic. Tamasic means lethargy and all those kind of things.
Understand.
So if the guna becomes rajas, you become very active. You can write 10 books or so. Alertness will be there, and then you can do a lot of work.
Wow, that's
and then
power.
sattva means your mind is balanced. So these are 3 gunas. So the food has these properties.
Their own kegunaan.
So once we understand this, so today I have to do work. So I need to get something which boosts me a little bit. So most of us will go for coffee in the morning.
Understand.
So everybody would just know coffee is the stimulant, but there are other stimulants which are more friendlier.
And natural.
Yeah.
And another one thing, since you mentioned that, like, now into cooking, I mean, most of the elements like we discussed sometimes can be like very separated, like ghee, ashwagandha, Indian gooseberry, nalika, and everything. So we know all of them are like superfoods and stuff. Combining the food in cooking in how does that change the is there a different energy point that it changes? That you mentioned, like the guna, does it change?
You see, in the ancient times, we go for slow cooking. It's not fast. The temperature shouldn't be very high. So the temperature should be like about less than about 100 degrees, 80 degrees, 90 degrees. But nowadays we go very high. The temperature of where we cook is about 100, 120. So a lot of denaturation happens. So we need to start going slow cooking. And then also we need to understand that sometimes if you take honey, if you heat it up more than 70 degrees, it's useless.
Gone.
So we need to understand that kind of principle. Like even like stir frying vegetables, we cannot be doing it in a very high flame. We need to do it in a very slow flame so that the vitamins and all that are maintained. So another thing is when your mentality, when your mind, when you're cooking, let's say the mother, a wife, or let's say the husband who cooks for the family, when they're doing it in a hurried manner or in an angry manner or like in irritation, the food is not nutritious. Because whatever you put in your mind, your intent must be there that the food is going to nurture, going to heal, going to develop.
Just like how I think there's one Japanese professor who studied water, on how they intend the water and how the water reacts when they visualize it in the crystallization of the structure.
That's one of the things which I also follow, because when I see that crystals, and then I understood that whatever you put inside your mind, whatever you say out through your mouth should be always good things. So that's why I need to have a mental filter, as I said previously. So we need to have a mental filter. And also whenever we take food, the food must be nutritious, good quality, healthy. And then the intention when we do something to the food, or we are going to cook the food, it must be good.
Understand. So when did you launch the book?
I launched the book on the 12th of July at International Youth Center for a function. We had a people of Indian origin conference for Siddha and Ayurveda. So we launched the book on that day. It was a quite good event, got a good response. People liked the book, and it's a very handy book where people
not too heavy, not too thin, easy to understand.
Because the material information is quite a lot, but I try to make it simple so that for people to easy to understand, and then also practical. Because if I put something very big and I put a lot of information, it is going to be very redundant, and then you cannot catch the idea. So here I need them to catch the idea. They understand. Okay, they can apply it to their life. Sometimes they have to read the book 3 or 4, sometimes 7 times over a period of 6 months or 1 year. So once they take the knowledge, apply in their life, and then you will see that progressive improvement will be there.
Understand. So where is this book available, and where do people can access to get the book?
Okay, for the book, now we have it in Shopee, Ayurvedic Nutrition. So you can go to Shopee, Rejuvenate Books. Or you can call me at 014-638-7250. I'll guide you how to.
Okay, no problem. Later we'll put the link below, and maybe the QR where we can scan and go to get the book from Ayurvedic Nutrition by Dr. Thayala Sridhar. So once again, before we wrap up, any messages out there to people who maybe want to discover Ayurvedic medicine or nutrition? Is there anything out there for you to share?
It's first of all, you need to start learning about yourself, what you are, how you are, and what triggers you, what not triggers you, all that. So the same thing, what you're going to eat makes you. So take whatever is good so that you'll be a healthy person. And then wish you all great health. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Thayala. So once again, for those yang interested to get the Ayurvedic nutrition, we'll send the link below on our run, and you can go and get this simple read. It's almost about how many couple of pages? About 128 pages. I think very simple, very nicely illustrated for those people to understand the basics of Ayurvedic and nutrition. So once again, thank you so much for watching Lesung Batu Medic Show today. Don't forget to like and subscribe our page and at YouTube, TikTok, Facebook and also Instagram. Until we meet next time, kita lesung kau.